Welcome to Toons. Enjoy today's story.
In the heart of an ancient forest, where the trees whispered secrets of the old world, there lived a fox named Flint. Flint was known far and wide for his thick, fiery red tail, a symbol of strength, agility, and pride. Every day, Flint would roam the forest, proud of his tail. He would chase the wind, leap over rocks, and sprint through the tall grasses, his tail flicking behind him like a banner of freedom. He knew he was fast, he knew he was strong, and he knew that nothing could ever stop him. But, deep inside, there was one thing Flint feared more than anything else: loneliness. He had no friends. The animals of the forest kept their distance, not because they didn't like him, but because of his pride. He was always too proud, too independent, too focused on his own strength to notice those who might need him. One cold winter's evening, as Flint wandered near the edge of the forest, he heard a soft, desperate cry. It was coming from the bushes. Curious, Flint approached cautiously, his sharp eyes scanning the area. There, tangled in a thorny bush, was a small, trembling rabbit. Her fur was matted, her paws caught in the thorns. "Please, help me," the rabbit whimpered, her eyes wide with fear. Flint's first instinct was to walk away. He had no time for the weak, the vulnerable. But then, something stopped him. Something deeper within him stirred, a feeling of emptiness. Flint slowly approached the rabbit. He could see the pain in her eyes. He could hear the fear in her voice. Without a word, he bent down and carefully used his tail to untangle the thorns. The rabbit winced as the thorns scraped her, but Flint continued, his movements gentle. When the rabbit was finally free, she looked up at him with gratitude. "Thank you," she said softly. "You've saved my life." Flint nodded, a strange warmth filling his chest, but before he could say anything, the rabbit was already scurrying away, disappearing into the underbrush. Days passed, and Flint could not stop thinking about the rabbit. He had helped her, and it had felt good. It had felt right. But there was something else on his mind, something he didn't understand. As the days grew colder and the forest became quieter, Flint realized that his tail wasn't as fluffy and strong as it had been before. The fur was thinning, and the vibrant color was fading. One evening, as Flint gazed at his reflection in a stream, he saw his tail was shrinking. It wasn't the cold that was affecting him. It wasn't the season. It was something else. His tail, once a symbol of his pride and strength, was disappearing. Weeks passed, and Flint's tail continued to shrink. He grew weaker and weaker, but he still didn't understand why. One day, as he was wandering through the forest, he spotted the rabbit again. This time, she was not alone. Beside her stood a group of animals, squirrels, birds, and even other rabbits. Flint approached them cautiously, but the rabbit saw him first. She bounded over to him, her eyes full of warmth. "Flint," she exclaimed, "you look unwell. What happened to your tail?" Flint sighed, sitting down on the ground. "I don't know," he admitted. "My tail, it's disappearing, and I don't know why." The rabbit looked at him thoughtfully. "It's not about the tail, Flint. It never was." Flint blinked, confused. "What do you mean?" "The tail was a symbol of your pride," she explained gently. "But now it's gone. And maybe, just maybe, it's because you've given something of yourself away." Flint's eyes widened. "But I don't understand. I didn't give anything away. I helped you, yes, but that was just one time. The rabbit shook her head. You didn't just give away your tail that day. You gave away your pride, your fear of vulnerability, and in doing that, you gained something much greater. Over the following days, Flint began to understand. His tail wasn't just shrinking because of the cold or the season. It was shrinking because he had let go of his pride. He had given away a part of himself, and in return, he had found something he never knew he needed: connection. As Flint's tail continued to shrink, he found that he no longer feared being alone. He no longer needed to be strong all the time. He had friends now, those who appreciated him for who he truly was, not for the strength of his tail. One evening, as Flint sat by a fire with his new friends, the rabbit and many others, a soft wind blew through the forest. The moon shone brightly above, and Flint realized that while his tail was smaller than it had ever been, he had never felt more complete. For the first time, he understood. Strength is not in what you keep, but in what you are willing to give away.